Good morning, my darlings.
Good morning.
Thanks for tuning in to the Kelissa in the Morning Show. We have an awesome show lined up for you today, so stay tuned. And don't forget, we are the hottest show on the network, and this is how we do it. Don't touch that dial.
This is how we do it.
Good morning, and welcome to the Kelissa in the Morning Show. I'm Jay Parker, sitting in with Kelissa Bass and Reverend John Haley. We're so glad you decided to make us a part of your morning. And on behalf of the Kelissa in the Morning Show family and Love 860, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio, we want to say again, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Reverend John, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. Doing excellent.
Doing good?
Thank you for having me. Yes.
Man, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. So how was your week so far?
Oh, the week's been busy so far. Everything is looking good. You know, we're kicking off the warm-up from winter coat drive
Yeah.
in Atlanta, and getting a lot of response from that.
Yeah.
Every day I'm out on the street, as usual.
Yes, you are.
And it's very interesting.
So Reverend John, you feed the homeless on a daily basis, don't you?
Yes.
What inspired you to do that, to begin doing that?
What inspired me first was a couple years ago, being in the same situation, and a brother came and ministered to me, and I always had a place in my heart where I wanted to give back to the community, but never knew what to do.
Right.
And it started one day where I started just taking food to people, and it just grew from there. Just God was blessing me, and I was able to partner with a couple people at Fountain of Hope, and get corporate donations from Quick Trip, from Kroger's and Publix, and we're able to go out and just bless the community. And the response has been amazing because so many people are in need. But you really wouldn't know it. You don't hear from people.
Right.
And they just
Quiet
open their
desperation.
Hearts. Yeah, they open their hearts. And it opens the door to be able to minister to some people for really what the people need, to address their needs, and just to listen to people.
Right.
That's the amazing thing. Everybody has a story to be able to listen to them. And
Yeah.
let God do what He does.
Yeah, and God is busy through people here in Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely.
Warm up for winter coat drive.
Yeah. it's
We
amazing.
getting ready to get down. We about to make some impact here in this community. We're about to,
Warm some folks up.
warm some people up
Yeah.
with sandwiches and coats.
Yeah, because, I mean, sometimes I'm on the street and it's hard to really talk to a person about their salvation if they're hungry or they're cold.
Right.
And you're not addressing the immediate situation, you know.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we look to do, you know, when Christ asked his disciple, do you love me? You know, and he said, of course. And he said, feed my sheep. you
Right.
know. So that's what we out there. We're trying to feed the sheep. And
Yeah.
at the same time, we're being fed, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a situation where we're just out trying to do. We're really getting nourished the same way.
Right.
Believe me.
Yeah. Yeah. You made a valid point there. You can't take care of a man's spiritual needs if you haven't first taken care of his physical need, and that's a lot of the battle right there. Is okay. So you got a man there. He don't have a coat, and he's cold, and you trying to preach Jesus.
I know, right?
It was just looking at me
Like, how does that work?
this
It
is like,
doesn't.
It doesn't.
excuse me, Rev, I'm a little cold, but that's what
Right, you give me something to eat, but
All that
I'm
Jesus
cold.
stuff is all right, but we got it really out here. you know.
Exactly. So you're so right. I mean, feed them
feed them,
and clothe them.
clothe them.
Okay.
Shelter comes next.
I
you
bet
know?
that food tastes much better if you're warm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So again, we want to say this morning to all of my listening audience, good morning, my darlings, and I hope you're having a wonderful week.
Yes.
This is your host, Kelissa Bass, coming to you this morning from the ATL, or AKA Black Hollywood.
That's right.
No, it's not
And
Hotland this morning. That's why I said the ATL.
I want to commend the show also because you've done amazing getting the information out there and partnering with people, bringing people to the table. It's really, I mean, it's not your job, but it's what you do,
Right.
and you do it good. And I really just want to take my hat off to you and let the
you,
show.
Rev.
People tell you, hey, man, you got a good platform, and you're going to be blessed for it. I know you're blessing people now.
Whenever someone tells me I'm going to be blessed for something, I say I receive it.
I know that's right.
I receive that.
Can you give me a double portion? I'm just saying.
Exactly. So how you doing, JJ?
I'm awesome, man.
Okay.
I'm warming up. It was cold out there.
Yes.
Can't imagine
It is.
sleeping outdoors this morning. Or even being outdoors and having no place inside to go. Couldn't imagine it.
No, I don't want to imagine it.
No, it's
I
important.
mean, I have, but I have had to. But
Yeah.
thank God today I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
a
important that
blessing.
we kick this thing off the right way, wouldn't you? Say
Yes,
that?
and let's give mention to our honorable mention to our sponsors.
All right, to booth 4 with TNT Creations. With the feeling of life begins. Oh my gosh. Good
my
t-shirts,
God.
man. You got it. Man, look. You got to get a t-shirt for family reunions, if you're having an office function, whatever, man.
yes.
Go ahead and bless the booth because the shirts will be a blessing to you.
Yes.
High quality material and going to have a good message on it.
That's right, and keep listening so you can hear her commercial and the contact information that she have. And who's our next one?
Oh my gosh, a step above. Yeah.
Where they have
washes,
dryers,
sofas.
and chairs.
Yeah. Make sure that you listen at the break for our new promo. And so Miss Jane got down with
Did
this.
she really?
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, girl,
Uh-oh.
Miss Jane. Yeah, you know, the Joneses. Keep it up with the Joneses. I would be like the Joneses.
Right.
And Katy, Texas is
Yeah. Greater Works Mission.
Great It Works. Yeah. Ruffin is Ruffin.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, we love you, girl. Hope you're listening. Okay.
Okay.
So we talked to Reverend John. John is
Yes, we did.
John is facilitating our logistics for the coat drive.
Right.
So he's going to be setting up transportation. If you know someone that needs a coat, man, you know, we're gonna be giving out a phone number that you can call.
Yes.
Here right after the break.
And it's going to be on our flyers. I'm going to make sure I post that everywhere like I always do.
Yeah, social media, everywhere. If you know a family that needs to be warm for the winter,
That's
needs
right.
blankets, coats, hats, long johns, gloves, especially for the children, man, you know, take advantage of this. Give us a call. And on the other hand, if you have stuff that you need to donate,
That's right.
you're not using it, you got it sitting in a box in mothballs, you're looking at it, the malls, you fighting the malls every year, you know.
That's right.
Put that stuff in a box and send it to
send it.
somebody that needs it.
That's right.
Golly,
And we have
man.
several locations to just send them to. You got
Yeah.
the radio station, the AME church, we got the Fulton County Library, so many places. Restore Project, right?
Restore Life.
Restore Life,
Church.
yes.
We got Paradise Church
Right.
here on Donald Hollowell. You've got
Okay.
Allen Temple AME, which is on West Lake Drive. We're going to give addresses to these places.
Yes.
You've got the Dogwood Branch, Atlanta Fulton County Library, and the Friends of Dogwood are facilitating this.
That's right. That's right.
And then we've got who else do we have going on? Then we've got, of course,
the station.
The station,
station.
WAEC, Love 860, 1465, Northside Drive, Suite 218. Man, come bring them coats up here.
That's
Stop
right.
playing. These people are cold out here.
Cold.
You can't wait a day.
That's right.
A day could mean somebody is out there suffering in quiet desperation.
That's right. And don't go to sleep and have that on your mind.
Absolutely. If
You
you're
know.
warm, sitting by a cozy fire, chestnuts roasting on an
know-
open fire. If you're sitting there,
I was thinking this
know.
morning, I was thinking about all the coats I had, and I said, okay, I'm going to gather all these up and take them down there. And the devil is a lie.
You
'Cause
said,
was
"Oh,
like-
I can't get rid of that one."
I said, I'm trying to tell you.
I did it too.
Oh my God! I was like, well, this was real leather. Girl, if you don't get rid of them coats, you ain't even wearing them.
So this is what you need to do. You need to look in your closet. You need to pick out your best 3. Those are the ones that you keep.
Right.
The ones that that you didn't send to the cleaners in 2 years, give that thing away.
That thing away. That's right.
Come on, man. I'm just saying.
They say in the church, let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
And like my kids say, every 2 you must renew, whether it's cell phone, coat, jeans, shoes.
My God.
So we've got a caller on the line.
Yes, we do.
Guest.
Our featured guest.
Yeah. And that is David Heiber. David, are you there? Okay, we'll wait for David.
We'll wait for David. Okay, all right.
So make sure. As a matter of fact, we're going to open up the line to callers 404-355-8699. If you have a story, that you want to tell.
Okay.
About being cold out here.
Right.
Call us now.
That's right.
Give us a call. Let us hear. Let the listener audience hear.
Across the country.
A life in the day
That's
of a
right.
guy that's living outside in 30-degree weather.
Or a lady with her children.
Living outside.
Yes. If you have a story, call us.
Give us a call. We want to hear it.
Yeah, that's right.
David Heiber is on the line.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you?
David Heiber.
Okay, welcome to the Kelissa in the Morning Show. I'm so glad you are joining us this morning and our listening audience. How's your day going so far?
Good. I had this wonderful idea to try to run 6 miles today in 20-degree weather with a 14-degree wind chill factor.
How'd that work out? Yeah.
I realize I'm not in undergrad anymore.
Okay, right.
Yeah, things just don't work the way they used to, do they?
No.
So how far did you get?
I completed it, but I was midway through my run, and I was really considering going to my Uber app.
Okay.
You said considering. You said considering going. Did you go? Did you go to the Uber man?
I wanted to.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanted to. Uber, Lyft. I was going to take it back to my Baltimore days and hack. I was going to do something.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. David or Mr. Heiber? Is it Heiber? Heiber.
Heiber.
Okay.
Heiber.
So which one would you?
Please call me David.
David. Okay.
Big Dave.
Listen, I always go and search and listen to speeches before my featured guests come onto the show, and you have a story. I listened to one of your speeches, and I thought to myself, "Wow, really? Are you kidding me?" Yes. Yeah. Tell my listening audience a little bit about your story before we go into.
I was. Everything was going pretty well until 4 days before Christmas during my senior year when I lost my father. He had a heart attack while he was Christmas shopping. And then from that point on, obviously, I did not cope with the loss very well. And then my mother became sick, and she was diagnosed with a brain tumor and lung cancer. Then I ended up losing all my scholarships because I was a pretty good runner. Then I went to prison. I was sentenced for burglary. I did time in prison, and my mother died while I was in prison. And that was kind of the thing. And I couldn't see her because of my crime. They wouldn't let me out.
Right.
So I ended up deciding at that point to start listening to some of the older brothers in there who said that, this did not have to be, my life did not have to be defined by this, that particular circumstance or those choices. And from there, I went ahead and got my GED and high school diploma in prison.
Okay.
The judge allowed me to leave early and go to college. And from there, I graduated from Lincoln University with a triple major. Became Mr. Lincoln University. Placed the greatest fraternity ever kept out of the side, but I don't want to digress.
Okay.
And went ahead to become a teacher and administrator.
Okay. Yes. See,
but I've just been really blessed.
And I think it just touched me because you just took that thing and turned it around. And many times you have to change your thinking to change where you're going.
Yeah, I think I think what really helped me the most, and as I look back at it now, and obviously things change and perspectives change when you're 40 compared to when you're in your 20s.
Right.
But I was just very fortunate that I had people that would not give up on me.
Okay.
And it's a cliche, but there's so many sayings out there, one-liners or quotes that if you take a moment and just really analyze them and digest them, you'll see that they kind of make sense. First things first, But if you take one step towards God, He'll take two steps towards you. And if you do good things will happen. And my mentor has been unbelievable. My mentor, I've been gracious enough to be mentored by, his name is Freeman Rabowski.
Okay.
He's president of UMBC, just an amazing man. And one of the things that he says about mentoring and support is it has to be unconditional.
Okay.
But to give unconditional support, you have to have been given unconditional support to give it.
Okay.
And he's just been amazing
Wow.
in doing that. So throughout my life, I've just really blessed to have people who have never given up on me.
Okay. I love that. I love that. And so tell me a little bit about what helped you to turn around.
I mean, I just knew that I did not want to spend the rest of my life in prison. I had the opportunity, unfortunately, to see so many brothers and sisters, particularly brothers, just come in and out of the system.
Yes.
Even for my stay there, I mean, it was literally a revolving door. But it kind of makes sense now that how can you be rehabilitated if you've never been habilitated?
Right.
And I think that was one of the things is I had a great upbringing and then I had bad circumstances.
Okay.
But there was a foundation there for me. A lot of people don't have that steady foundation. And because of that, they go right back into the same environment in which they came and they repeat the same mistakes.
Okay.
So it was that and really listening to older people. And I mean, every time I remember, and this is something I share as much as possible, when the judge changed my sentence, and I remember leaving Smyrna prison on August 9th of '96.
Okay.
It was 9 days before freshman orientation for Lincoln University, and I remember walking across the yard about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I only had $50 in my pocket because that was the gate money they gave you when you were indigent. But there was an older brother there who had been in jail for 50 years. He was 67 at the time, but he had got convicted of a double homicide. So he was going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And I was walking away, and I thanked him because if you can see me, I'm very small, 5'7", and at that time, 100 and nothing pounds. And so he protected me in many ways.
Okay.
And wouldn't let harm come to me. And what he said to me is, I lived through you. And obviously I didn't get that at 22, but I get it now. And it was just taking those moments. And so whether it was God speaking to me or God putting people in my life, I mean, it's just been when I needed it most, someone has always been there to help me out.
And you know, I like that you said that, that you see now what you didn't see then. And I have learned that God was strategically place people in your life to make sure that you're okay, that you come out okay.
Absolutely. And he will humble you when you need to be humbled.
That's right. Oh, he'll do that. I know that. I try to tell my kids now, okay, now be careful.
Yes.
Because if he got to humble you, he will.
Yes, he will. He will give you the big H. Yes, he will.
And so tell me, when you go out and speak, are you speaking to young people or specifically to the young black male?
It's in general. I mean, I think it's a message for humanity around redemption and support. And one of the things I always try to speak, and this is not disparaging against anybody out there, talking.
Right.
Is a lot of what I've heard is a lot of people talk about like they got it all together.
That's right.
We're one bad decision away.
Exactly.
Everybody is one bad decision away, and there are no experts in this thing called life. And so even in education, people say, in my field, well, I'm an expert. No, you're not. There are no experts. You have a lot of experience.
Right.
But if you were an expert, everything would be fixed.
Oh, say that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so there are no experts in this. So when I say people that my story may not motivate you, it may not inspire you or anything like that, it's more of a conversation that this is what I've learned in this journey, and this is what I continue to learn every single day.
And I'm sharing my journey with you in hopes that you can pull something from it.
Yes.
I like that. I love that.
Well, we're going to take a break.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, it's time to take a break. In case you just tuned in, you're listening to the Kelissa in the Morning Show. We're going to take a break.
Touch that
we want you to
dial.
listen to our new promo for A Step Above, where it's all about, that's right, you.
This segment is brought to you by Step Above Furniture, where it's all about you. We have new and used furnishings you can easily afford. We're at 878 Donnelly Holloway Parkway, and we deliver. So come on in for a great deal.
for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. And I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. Don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stockings there upon a fireplace. Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. And I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. 'Cause baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Ooh, baby, oh, I won't ask much this Christmas. I don't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for St. Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeers click. 'Cause I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? 'Cause baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Ooh, baby, all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the what I really need? Please bring my baby to me. Oh, I don't want a lot this Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. And I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. 'Cause baby, all I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby.
All I want for Christmas is you, baby. I'm just saying. What your name is, girl?
What you want for Christmas?
I'll be your Christmas gift. I'm just saying. In Jesus' name, you know. Anyway, warming up Atlanta. Kelissa in the Morning Show, in cooperation with WAEC Love 860 Radio, Fulton County Library System, Restore Life, Inc., First Light Vision, Incorporated, along with Reverend and Mrs. John Haley, are warming up for winter.
That's right.
Warm Up for Winter Coat Drive, warming Atlanta with love. Drive for new, gently used blankets, coats, ponchos, gloves, long johns, mufflers, anything that keep a brother warm, sister warm, kitties warm. Please donate it. Stop playing.
And I want to say all of my people out there, Universal Hands of Praise, to get your donations ready.
That's right.
Along with Generation X, we're going to be moving around the city, warming up for the winter.
That's right. And so we've got on board Atlanta Fulton County Library System, in particular the Dogwood branch and the Friends of Dogwood Inc.
Right.
And that's Miss Collins. She heads that up. And she's awesome lady. Oh
Yes,
my God,
she is.
she's got some connects, man, and she's pumping
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
information.
do this.
Yeah, Paradise Baptist Church right there on Donnelly Hollowell. Of course, Love 860 right here at 1645 Northside Drive, Suite 218, and Allen Temple AME on West Lake Avenue.
Speaking of connections,
And Donnelly.
I would like to thank my beautiful wife for 30 years because I would not be able to do any of this
Okay.
Yeah.
without her.
Yeah,
Miss
that's
Sharon.
right. Yeah. Yay, Miss Sharon. Yay, Miss Sharon. I want to make a correction. Yeah, let me get. Yeah, Sharon.
I know,
Yeah. Allenton AME is on the corner of Westlake
Westlake.
Avenue and Boone.
Boone.
Joseph E.
Joseph.
Boone. My correction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, anytime before the 19th, take your stuff on up there, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna compile the addresses.
That's
and,
right.
And we're gonna go ahead and put this thing down. And let's start seeing some coats.
Yeah.
People are cold today.
Yes.
Right now, they're cold.
I've even had some people already, getting the word out. People have already expressed, their needs. I had a family the other day said, hey, a family of 5, and so everybody could use a new coat, know. And
Yeah.
That's right.
it touches your heart, That's something just as simple as a coat.
Yeah.
You go in your closet and you have 6, 7 coats or 2 or 3, and just
Let them sit there.
and don't even the little things you can do for each other, man, is big in some
Give him
people's
back.
lives.
Give him back.
So I'm going to call some folks out. Can I do it, Miss Kelissa?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So all of our past guests over the last 8 months.
Yes.
The ones that that graced us
9
with your
months.
presence. 9 months. Graced us with your presence here on the show. You got a story. And you got a coat. Send that bad boy on in.
That's right.
Come on, bring that coat in. So
I'll
what
make
we're
sure I
gonna
tag all of them in my post.
we need a coat.
That's a lot of coats.
That's
We had a lot
right.
of guests.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so we had a lot of guests. How many? That's 32, 33 guests.
Yeah.
33 guests.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you're not in Atlanta, United States Postal Service, UPS,
Send us your coats.
we're gonna give you an address. Yeah, send us your coat. Okay. Anyway. Back to man,
Our
David.
featured guest. Yeah, did you hear his story?
I did. Boy, he's been through. You've been through a lot,
Powerful.
brother. Yeah, you've been through a lot, my friend. Mr. Heiber, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. If I can get that, I know this is kind of off the, probably an off the air topic, but if I can get that address, I'll send in 5 coats.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's what's
You.
You can send them to, let's see, we can send them to the station.
Station.
Here. 1465 Northside Drive, Suite 218, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317.
Okay, absolutely. And I'll get some of my line brothers and chapters of brothers are down there in Atlanta, so
yeah.
I'll make sure that we can give.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so much.
Oh, no problem.
Wow.
No problem.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
Listener audience, did you hear that?
I know.
My
Thank
goodness.
you so much.
Wow, 5 coats.
I know. Woot woot. Right here on the Cleveland Morning Show.
My hero.
Coats from Dallas.
I know,
No, it was my line number, so it's significant to me.
Okay, this is a good kickoff.
Yeah,
this is a
absolutely.
good kickoff. Yes. Uh-huh. That's
good.
right.
Wow, what an awesome story. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you getting up every morning and to continue to do what you do?
I mean, so I think things have really changed at 40. So I don't know how many people you've had on your show, but I don't know if it's midlife crisis or the 40 thing, but it definitely, for me, it has definitely slowed life down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I first got into education, I wanted to see the world. And now, I mean, it's kind of simple. One of the things the message that I kind of say is potential, promise, purpose. Most of the time, all of us are stuck in just our potential. Like, what are we good at? But we don't commit ourselves to it. What is our promise? How much energy are we going to put into our potential? And the purpose has to be bigger than ourselves.
Wow.
Okay.
It can't be money. It can't be degrees. It can't be. I think it's esoteric. I think it's beyond us. So in my 20s and 30s, it was saving the world. In my 40s, it's really simple. In 2006, I was blessed with the greatest gift I think a man can be given, and that was the birth of my daughter.
Oh my God, Daddy's little girl.
And she has she changed it, and she really changed the game. I have 3 wonderful children. I have Jacine, my oldest, who's 17. I had him when I was in college.
Okay.
But my 2 youngest are 10 and 9. My daughter is 10, and my son DJ is 9.
Okay.
But what I tell people now, even principals that I work with, they say my children, like, and they're referring to their students.
Right.
And I'm like, well, no, they're not your children. And I just said, you care
Really?
about them, but would you live your life? I mean, would you give your life for your children?
For your children.
For your
Okay.
students.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that's the litmus test. So I would lay down my life for my children.
Mm-hmm.
I would give up my heartbeat for my children. Now, what I want to do is kind of simple. I just want to be the man that I would want my daughter to marry, and I want my son to become.
Okay.
And
I
through
like
them,
that.
I will always
Simple.
give back. That's what gets me up every morning.
Wow. That's
Wow. How old's your daughter again?
10, she'll be 11 January 9th.
Okay. Wow.
wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's my.
And
that's
you,
my
I
baby.
know you love him to death.
Yeah, yeah. My son, I feel like with my son, with my sons, I'm responsible, and it's a different message. With my daughter, it's I don't know. I guess you have to have a daughter to understand as a man, but it's yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I've got a daughter, boy. You know, it's funny too because I was 26 when my daughter was born, and I used to always say the best kids are someone else's kids. You know? And I said, well, I'm never gonna have no children. I mean, I can't have children, but you know. But boy, when she came along, like just smitten. It's something else, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I'm a morning person. My daughter's a morning person, so we have that sacred time in the morning when it's just us.
Oh.
Wow.
And we have our routines and our rituals and almost like our own language.
I really love that.
Yeah.
I love hearing it. It just feels good to me because there are so many young girls out there who don't have their fathers in their lives. And I
think
know
it's essential.
From, going through what I've gone through. And if anybody hasn't read my story, head over to my website, www.kelissabass.com, and purchase my book, Behind Closed Doors, and you'll hear my story. But listening to you,
It's amazing.
I was an abused child, and I ended up in a religious cult at 16 after foster care. And then I went to domestic violence and all the things that I experienced as a child from age 5. I started drinking. I saw my mother get shot in the head at 7. Me and my mother tried to murder my stepfather at 9. These are things that children should not have to go through and experience, but I did.
Got to get the book.
And so when I hear you talk about your daughter and how special she is and how it changed her life, and I'm like, I would say an exception to the rule. Because I was thinking just yesterday, everyone that lived in that household, in that very dysfunctional household, are all gone. They've passed away except for me. And so I thank God that he's been here for me to help me get to where I am today. But, listening to you, I'm just like, wow, that would have been really nice to experience that, type of life.
Wow.
And so
I
commend you for being there,
fortunate.
turning it around and doing it, for your children.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much. One of the best experiences that we had together, I'm talking about between me and my daughter, is we went to the Kennedy Center to see a play.
Okay.
And one of the things that we do through our work is we've conducted probably 20,000 home visits for school systems across the country,
Okay.
where we go to the homes and try to figure out what supports do families and students need. And so we went to the Kennedy Center, and this is when I first started my business. So it was only like 2 years in. So I was everything. I was CEO. I was accountant. I was,
Right.
Sales manager, everything.
The whole company.
After we went to the Kennedy Center, I took my daughter on home visits with me.
Okay.
Because I wanted her to see, and now it's a ritual, not just with my daughter, but with my son, that we are very fortunate, but not everyone is as fortunate, and we have to do everything we can do to give back.
Okay.
Wow.
Like we just have to. And so she got to have conversations with siblings of people that of students that we were doing home visits for, and just to see, and now to keep her grounded, because it's really easy for them to be caught up and see everything else that what they have the opportunities to have. But many people are struggling.
That's right.
And particularly this time of year, it's magnified because we are flooded and inundated with all this information about what you should have.
That's right.
And it can make children feel really alone.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that she really learned and always talks about.
Wow. That's important.
That's right.
To define the season for your children rather than letting commercialism to find the season
Yes.
for your children, you know.
Yes.
And we often get away from the reason for the season. We you know, it goes without saying it. The reason for the season is our Savior,
Is our Savior.
Jesus. And so, but
Yes.
we get caught up with the new what is that? The Wii and the Xbox for the kids, and we turn into kids ourselves.
Yeah.
And did you see Black Friday? And how people just bombarded the Walmarts and fought and stuff like that. And now that
And
is
running over each
Running over
other.
everybody.
distraction
killing each
of
other.
The reason for the season. It's like, oh, for real? You know?
Are you guys around my age? In the what age group are you?
I'm in,
You
in
kind
the
of
40s.
young, you know. You
I'm
kind
in
of
the
young
40s.
with Jim, man.
You know, last week I was in Chicago and doing home visits and everything, and literally it was the release of the Space Jam J's, Jordan. So
Okay.
the lines are nothing new, right?
Right.
And so the Jordans came out when I was actually I was in prison when it came out with Space Jam, but the line of young brothers for the and I'm talking about it was 18-degree weather.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I mean, it was packed. I stopped counting after 100.
Right.
And it was just amazing to see the willingness to camp out for hours and hours
For a pair of gym shoes.
Yes. No,
That you'll never
you
play
ain't getting
ball
it
in.
too early.
I'm sorry. Why are you spending that much money on his shoes? And he's publicly stated he didn't make those shoes for you to put on. And most of us is out there.
Yeah.
It was just the reality of our priorities and how distorted they are
Yeah.
as a community.
Yeah.
That's
Hyper
right.
consumers. We're hyper consumers, and we have no accountability to family. You know, and wow, and we're our priorities are out of whack. You know that child needs a coat for school, and you you're 20, and you're doing what you do to make your money, and then you go and get you some Jordans, and that baby needs some diapers.
Or some people don't pay their rent.
Or even the charge that the pastor just gave with all the guests. And this is not to count people's pockets or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But for the most part, we may not be living check to check. We may
Right.
be living check to every other check.
Okay.
Right.
You know, if you sacrifice, this is what I have found personally. If you sacrifice, if you give without the expectation of getting back, you will be blessed so much over.
Right.
I mean, it's that simple.
That's so true.
I mean, just give. I was working with a school district. I don't want to call them out because I want to maybe go back and work with them.
Okay.
But I said to it was an urban district, and I said to all the vendors there. These were not just the school employees, but these were the vendors, the contractors, and we make a lot of money. We do really well working with urban education, like the vendors. And I said, why don't we all, as vendors, give back 10% of our contract? Because this is hell with it. I'm going to call them out. It was in Detroit, and it's cold and there's poverty.
Yes.
And I said, well, let's give, because since I've been in the schools, I've seen students, come in 10-degree weather in a hoodie.
Right.
And I said, why don't we all? In Detroit, this is before it became really vogue, and it's changing, like Harlem and D.C.
Right.
That's enough said there. I said, let's give back 10% of our contract. I said, I'll give back 10% right now.
Wow. Yeah.
And the people who didn't look like me in the room looked at me like, oh, we got to get him out of here.
And isn't that horrible?
Yeah, I mean, just give back 10%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're working with these kids every single day and you see the deprivation in which they're coming from and existing day to day, how can you not want to give back?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. We oversight. We look over it like, oh, that's not my problem. Yes, it is your problem. It's all of our
I
problems.
apologize. I'm getting a little too hyper about
It's
that.
okay.
It's okay.
We all hyper up in this room.
You're saying what a lot of people don't have the nerve to say.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to say it, but they don't have the nerve
That's
to
that
say
pink
it.
elephant
And you can
in the
say it
room.
on Khalees in the Morning Show.
Say it, man.
Stop
Playing. Don't play with it.
Don't just feel that by giving they're losing something.
Yeah. What is that?
Well, really, you're
it's
gaining.
a mindset.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gain so much.
Yeah.
I mean, my life's been blessed.
It's an amazing experience.
Different lunch.
Amazing experience.
It is. Well, hey, look, it's time to take a break. So in case you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Kelissa in the Morning Show. Don't you touch that dial, because we'll be right back with
Right
David
back.
Heiber.
That's right.
This segment is brought to you by Step Above Furniture, where it's all about you. We have new and used furnishings you can easily afford. We're at 878 Downley Hollowell Parkway, and we deliver. So come on in for a great deal.
this Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Presents and cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes outshine the town they do. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me, yeah.
You're just in time to upgrade your t-shirt experience. TNT Creations has a clothing line available soon that will change the way you feel about t-shirts. For ordering information, call 832-872-5802. That's 832-872-5802. TNT Creations clothing line, where the feeling of life begins.
What if a mission cared for doing things strictly for the good of others? What would happen in a world where that was the norm? That's right, we would see real change. That's what Greater Works Missions sets out to do, to make real change. Greater Works Missions is helping others across the country by giving away their signature care packages to college students and those in need, all for free. Headed by Candace Ruffin of Houston, Texas. She's leading her mission with passion, determination, and care, making her change now the new norm. Extraordinary leader, extraordinary mission, extraordinary change. For more information or to support this mission, contact www.gwmissions.com or call her at 832-696-3964.
What his future plans are.
All right.
All right.
In case you just tuned in, you caught us at a special moment.
I know, right?
On the Kelissa in the Morning Show. Oh, you caught my phone ringing.
Like, oops.
Oh, Lord. Okay, that's my buddy Greg Rice. Hey, Greg, you know I'm on the air, man. Anyway, hey, palm trees bend but never break. Check Greg out.
Okay.
Gregory B.
All right.
Yeah, Gregory B. Yeah, what is it? Legally blind guy just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Check him out.
Check him out.
Hey, I know you heard that, Gregory B. Okay. So we're really pushing this coat drive.
That's we are.
So we want to thank 4 particular people. Cynthia Ellison at Paradise Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. Okay. And she, I'll get that together. And then we want to thank Friends of Dogwood Incorporated, and that is the library.
Right.
Yeah, so they facilitate
Public
the
library.
Yeah, they get down, and that is Brenda Collins. Mm-hmm. Brenda Collins is chairman, Community Relations Governing Council, Atlanta Shambhala Center, and that's in Decatur. And she is the president of Friends of Dogwood.
Okay, all right.
And then, of course, we got John Haley, Reverend,
Yes, sir.
and his lovely wife, Sharon.
Sharon.
Give it 2 woo-woos to us.
What a thing, Love 860, WAEC AM, Atlanta's Inspirational Talk Radio. Allen Temple AME, where the pastor is Pastor Best, Thomas L. Best Senior.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And so what else do we have, man?
What do we have?
Yeah, who else do we have to thank for that?
Publix?
Well, Publix is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll be able to
Definitely.
get Publix on board and hand out some Better sandwiches.
Yeah, and I like to let everybody know that Fountain of Hope on 829 Hollywood Road.
Okay.
Hollywood Road. They have the food on come anytime, $5, $10 boxes. They give lunch and snacks every day.
Wow.
Okay.
That's important.
GenerationX.org is a mentor program. So if you have a need for mentoring youth, give them a check at GenerationX.org.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, you can always catch me, Universal Hands of Praise. Can I get my number?
Yes, go ahead.
What is it? 404-749.
Don't call yourself a lot, do you?
0953.
Yeah.
Now, that's one number I always forget.
Well,
Okay.
they forget that, man.
404-749-0953.
Okay. All right. So we have his number. He gives out food every single day, right?
Every single day.
Every single day.
Wow. That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you have his number. So if you want to find out where he is and how to catch him, give him a call.
Yeah.
And back to our featured guest, because I
Yes.
want to know, what is he doing? Dr. David
Dave, are
Heiber.
you there?
Heber, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
He's like, I'm here.
I'm here.
Tell the listening audience, what are your plans for the near future and what you're doing?
So I'm finally working with a really good publicist, Youssef, with Bright Minds, just to really get the message out. And my overall goal is not to, with the speaking and the sharing the story is, so for example, if I go to a school and speak, or if I go to a community and speak, as long as you pay my airfare, keep that money and let it go back to people who actually could use it and need it. Right. So it's so for example, I've been with school systems who will spend like $20,000 on a speaker.
Right.
Excuse me, Pastor. Right. But who the heck is worth $20,000 to speak? Like no one's words are $20,000. Nobody.
Okay.
Like, I was working with another school district. They flew in somebody and paid them $75,000, but you can't. But you're laying off teachers.
Oh wow.
Like no one's message for 40 minutes, I think, is more powerful than a good teacher for 180 days a year.
Right. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, I mean, so I just think, like, I get the motive and stuff like that, but yeah, like, probably a teacher for over 180 days will be more impactful than paying me what the case may be for 40 minutes.
Yes.
Because they'll probably remember five minutes of it. And so I do appreciate all that stuff, but whatever honorariums people want to pay me, just give back to students.
Okay. All
or
right.
give back to the people who are actually in need. So that's my mission for 2017. And, pump out this book.
Okay. Let's talk about your book right quick.
Yeah, it's just really sharing my life experiences. So I started it when I was at Temple in grad school, and one of my professors just encouraged me to start writing down, and it was a way to really get over the grief.
Okay.
So for anyone who has lost parents, I don't think it's ever a finished process of the of grieving. I think you obviously go through the stages, and you deal with it on a day-to-day basis. But losing parents at any age, but particularly when you're young, is really impactful. So it was a way for me to really just get my thoughts down. So I read a lot, and I read a lot of other memoirs and everything like that. Had a wonderful opportunity to speak with Nathan McCall on several occasions about his book was really influential. Makes me want to holler back in 1994 when he wrote it. Just about so when do you stop a memoir? And
right.
When do you stop? And he just said your conscience and your higher power will tell you when it's time to stop.
Okay.
And 40 has been a powerful year for me, so I think it's time to stop. And so I'm going to go through the process this year.
Okay.
Continue to do home visits and figure out how to help this problem of students who need support.
Yes.
By asking them and then listening to them as opposed to just asking and doing.
Okay.
So that's kind of the immediate goals right now.
Wow. Okay. I love that. Awesome. And so you actually do home visits.
Yeah. So, so home visits are nothing new in education. This is I guess, kind of back to what I originally said, that there are no experts.
Okay.
We've changed words, but everything in education is really cyclical. We put new buzzwords on it, whatever the case may be, but it's nothing new. It's like in the music industry when they just remix a song. You go, well, I heard that beat in 80.
Right.
You sure did.
Right. I mean, I was
did a little biting.
Yeah, I was like, well, they just sampling. But what we try to find out in home visits back in 2007, students weren't coming to school, and we were trying to figure out why.
Right.
So a group of us, this is before I started my company, a group of us walked around the neighborhood. And that's how home visits really originally started, particularly in the African-American community and other communities where the professionals lived in the same communities in which they were servicing.
Right.
They, if someone didn't come to school, it wasn't, I had to drive 12 neighborhoods away. You just went down the street. The teacher lived down the street.
That's right.
And so we kind of took that organic practice to find out what was happening. And it's grown to say, okay, home visits to try to figure out what's happening. We don't try to solve the problem initially. We're listening. And I think that's where, in education, where we've kind of gone wrong, is that we want to solve the problem immediately. We need to listen, and people will tell us what they need as opposed to us thinking because we have experience that we know what people need. Everyone is different. What works for one family and one student does not work for the next one. We know that instructionally,
That's
so
right.
if someone doesn't get it, and we know different learning styles, but we have not differentiated supports very well. We just think, okay, that everyone's poor, and so it's a one-size-fits-all. No, it's not that.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay, well, tell our listening audience how we can get in contact with you.
Obviously, the best way for me, I'm kind of old school, is just call me.
Okay.
It is 202-330-1753. That's 202-330-1753. And I think I've been taught that you always have to say it 3 times. So 202-330-1753. Or you can go on my website, which is concentric, CONCENTRICED.org. And through those 2 ways, those are the best way to communicate with me.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for being a featured guest on the Kelissa in the Morning Show.
Sure.
And
I appreciate it. If I could just say 2 words. One, my chapter brother, Michael Gary, who's at Clark Atlanta University, just defended his dissertation yesterday, and now he's Dr. Michael Gary.
All right.
I want to give him
congratulations.
The shout out. Unbelievable. And Pastor, I know you won't say this, but there's really no needy people. It's just people that are in need of things.
Yes,
so if you're going to give, please give something that you yourself would wear.
Right, that's right. Absolutely.
Thank you.
A fake Thriller jacket or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People just because they're in need still want to look good and feel warm.
Thank you so much. All right, well, we're out of time. In case you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Kelissa in the Morning Show, but it's time to go.
Right.
So that's what Skywalker is saying.
I know, right?
So thank
Cut
you
it out.
so much for listening.
Make it a great day.
Good morning.
Thank you for listening to Kelissa in the Morning. Be sure to tune in every Thursday, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on WAEC. Love it.